Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Kurtzing here with an Ultra League battle video today. I've got Drifblim on the lead, Tentacruel as kind of the safe swap, and then Walrein as the closer. So Drifblim into Gyarados here. This is a decent matchup for Drifblim, although Gyarados has Crunch, so I do want to respect that. And I do feel like they're going to throw Crunch here, so I shield up. And it was the Crunch, so I'm glad that I did that. I'm going to go for an Icy Wind, and then I kind of want to try to pivot out. So throw the Icy Wind, they no shield that. I do a couple more Astonishes, and then I switch into the Tentacruel. I feel like an Outrage would kind of hurt, but either that, it'll be Aqua Tail or Crunch, and I can take that quite comfortably with Tentacruel. A little bit surprised here they bring in Typhlosion. I know Typhlosion has access to Thunder Punch, and when it's running Incinerate, it only takes 2 Incinerates to get to Thunder Punch. A little bit surprised they're running, I think that's Shadow Claw, so I'm not really sure what that takes to get to what move, so I do let this go, anticipating the Thunder Punch. It was the Thunder Punch. Kind of don't really want to use my shields on this, but I do want to shield up here because I'm super close to that Scald that I just got to. I didn't really want to go down with that kind of energy against a fire Pokemon especially. So they let that one go through, which I was a bit surprised about. And then in the back, they've got an Annihilate. So I got to be a little bit tricky here. I end up getting caught with that Scald loaded. Waste energy, don't like that. But now they're boosted as well. So the counters are going to do nothing to the Drifblim, but Rage Fist is going to do a lot. So I do get their last shield there with that Icy Wind. So now their attack is dropped again, and I managed to switch into the Walrein. Now their counters and close combat will do a ton to Walrein, but the Rage Fist isn't going to do very much. So my goal here is to absorb all of that counter damage and get to a move to do as much damage as I can to potentially make it that I can Astonish down before they get to a move, which I nearly take them out, and I think they decided just to give up. I think they were like, okay, the game's over. So good first game there. Now Drifblim into Annihilate. They switch right away into a Giratina, and I feel like I stay in too long here because I end up needing to take a move here. I was originally planning to go for the Icy Wind, and then I was like, oh, you know what? I've got a great response with Walrein. Why don't I just switch into Walrein? And in the amount of time it took me to decide that, they got to a move. And unfortunately, they were running Shadow Sneak as well. So I took a super effective charge attack there. So I'm at almost 2 Icicle Spheres now, which are going to be super effective against the Giratina. They let that first one go through, and what are they living on? Like a thread of health? So a little unfortunate that I ended up taking that Dragon Claw because of that, and they still switch out. So they're still actually even alive, like they didn't even get taken out by a Powder Snow. So they bring back in the Annihilate. Gonna go for an Earthquake here. They let that go. So that's beneficial for me now because their health, again, is low enough that I should be able to farm them down. But I'm going to bring in the Tentacruel simply just to take their moves because I know they have a lot of energy. So I knew they would be throwing as soon as I come in. So instead of wasting a shield right away, I figured I would just absorb 1 Rage Fist. I'm going to shield this up just in case it was a close combat. And now I switch, again, I think I switched it a little bit late, but I managed to do 2 Astonishes and take them out before they got to another Rage Fist. Now keep in mind they've got that Giratina with no health on it, and then they've got a Trevenant in the back. So other than the Annihilate, 2 of their Pokemon really don't want to see ice, and they make an amazing catch on that Icicle Sphere onto that Giratina. Perfect timing to make that land. But I did have another Icy Wind there. So they still, I think they used their first shield that time. I have a shield left, and I'm like, okay, if it's a seed bomb, they're going to Shadow Ball me after. But they have enough energy to do a Shadow Ball, so I better respect it and shield. And of course, it's a seed bomb, and of course, the Shadow Ball after. I do live that though. Like, I'm not actually sure. I think Shadow Ball has to have done more, but Seed Bomb would do a fair amount too because of the water typing, but then Poison resists it. So either way, I do make it to back-to-back Scalds here, and that should take out the Trevenant. I think again, similar to the last battle, they kind of just gave up there. They knew that I had them or something because of the lag there. I feel like that's them just giving up or closing the game. Another Annihilate. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 switch to catch the Rage Fist. And again, I do the Walrein. Knowing that the counters are going to do super effective. I feel like, actually, when I clicked on the Walrein this particular time, I felt like I really should have just done the Tentacruel because the counters wouldn't be adding up so quickly. So I think that was a misplay on my part there. And Walrein is supposed to be my closer, and the Tentacruel is supposed to be the safe swap. But anyways, they're able to stay in there and completely farm me down. And I clicked on Icy Wind. Didn't go through though. Or they just won charge attack. Shield up that Rage Fist. And at that point, as soon as I had clicked on it and their attack went through, I was like, oh, I should have just kept trying to farm down. Anyways, bringing a Walrein here, not looking good for me. Shield up this. It's going to be an Icicle Sphere, which would do super effective damage. Gonna go for Shadow Ball. It's gonna do more damage than the Icy Wind. Although if they shield, the Icy Wind would do more residual because it would drop their attack. But they do let it go, and then in the back they've got a Venusaur. So this isn't absolutely terrible because, like I said, the poison typing will resist the grass move, but it's still Frenzy Plant. It still hits really hard, and you are still part water. So it does about half the health there. Get to the Blizzard. Honestly, I should have just went Scald and get the shield and then go for a Blizzard if I lived. I don't know if I would have lived there. I think they still, or got to it, sorry. I think they still would have outpaced me. So I'm kind of in a tough spot here. They have way more energy than I do. Frenzy Plant's not going to take me out though. They need to get to 2, but they had an Icicle Sphere loaded on the Walrein, so that's going to take me out. Good game, well played to my opponent there. I think I kind of misplayed a little bit, like I said, when I went into Walrein instead of Tentacruel. Next match, Drifblim into Gopod. So their Shadow Claws are doing super effective damage. I believe Icy Wind is only sort of effective. Like, I think it's not going to do a ton of damage because due to the bug and water typing. So I do go for the Shadow Ball. And again, similar to that last battle, if they let that go, it's great. But if provided the shield, the Icy Wind would have been better. Again, don't even know how they're still alive, and then they go down there. Rhydon. Virtually never see a Rhydon. Gonna go for a Scald here. Do get their first shield, and their attack drops. So that's good. Honestly, I wasn't even sure what they were throwing move-wise. Like, I'm like, I don't even know what they have for a move, and it was Breaking Swipe. I was like, okay. Click the Scald, and they have another move. And I was like, what the heck? So I'm going to just let this one go. I'm like, I'm not going to waste both shields, whatever. Doesn't take me out, so that's fine. But it did something. I think it dropped my attack or something like that. I think that's what Breaking Swipe does. It's not going to read to me there. Have no idea how much energy they have based on like what they're throwing. It looks like Mud Slap and Breaking Swipe, but I'm like, I don't know. They bring in a what is that? Not Scrafty. It's Shift Tree. Icicle Sphere does a ton of damage to that. I do still have a shield, so I'm going to use this up for the Leaf Blade here that's going to come in. I thought about switching into, there we go, I did. I thought about switching in, and then I was like, oh no, you know what, because they'll foul play me, but I'll catch a Leaf Blade. That'll work. So I catch the Leaf Blade, and then this thing comes back in, the Rhydon does, and it's going to make a move here. Just a Breaking Swipe, doesn't quite take me out, but a couple more Mud Slaps will farm me down. And then I've got an Icicle Sphere loaded here, but they make a move, so I was like, well, no point in throwing now. I'll see if I can get to the Earthquake. I think, I mean, I pretty much had back-to-back Icicle Spheres as well, but I don't know if one would have taken out. So just to play safe, I went for the Earthquake, the big, powerful move, and it takes them out. Next match here. If you're still following along, this set actually I did go 4-1 with, and it was quite a lot of fun to play. I'm going to play it more again tonight after get a few things done. Look forward to trying to climb out of the gutter and actually climb up the ace rankings. We'll see how that goes. Shadow Ball right away into Fortress. And to be honest, most of you are going to notice this team is going to be triple weak to Electric. However, if you kind of work as a team and you work with the debuffs available and just simply a lot of the meta that I'm seeing right now, you're not really seeing a lot of Electric. I don't recall if it's on this match or not, but you do see a Zapdos, and this Fortress has an Electric move. But outside of that, you don't, like, Typhlosion has Thunder Punch, but as you guys saw, that's manageable. I'm like hardcore farming down here. I'm just farming, praying that it's gonna get taken out before it gets to another move. Dusknoir comes in, so I'm gonna go for the Scalds. They got back-to-back loaded here pretty much. I think 1 or 2 poison jabs more, and I'll have another one. 1, 2, there we go. Throw this before they get, it should be a Shadow Punch that it has. So throw that, got them pretty low now. Did get the attack drop. And again, the negative thing with getting farmed down like that is now they've got loaded energy that they can throw. Right, so you bring in the Drifblim that's going to be super effective. 2 Astonishes and it'll be gone. I was worried they'd have another move before the Astonish went through. So I did switch, which is kind of unfortunate because now I take another Shadow Punch before I get rid of their last Pokemon. However, they do have a Nidoqueen, which should be fairly easily taken care of with the combination of Walrein and Drifblim, because I can grab a shield or 2 here. Even Earth Power I don't think would take me out. If they had Stone Edge, that would be a completely different story. Yeah, Earth Power doesn't quite take me out. I've got another Icicle Sphere here for their last shield, and I think I either have the Icy Wind or I'm very, very close to an Icy Wind on the Drifblim. So I do switch. Yeah, I'm super close. Earth Power will not take me out, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I already saw that they had Poison Fang. So I was fairly confident that I'd be able to reach this Icy Wind here, which will take them out. And that'll be the end of that match there. Good game there. Well played to my opponents. Thank you for watching this video. Good luck out there. I hope you guys are all doing well, climbing, learning, getting in your battles. I have a very hard time getting in more than 2 sets every day kind of thing. But definitely working on it, keeping busy, and yeah, having a blast. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.